So the genesis on this one was a little strange, or at least it kind of it started in a normal place, and then it went through all these twists and turns, and it kind of turned into weird. And now that I've got it, it's like, okay, let's calm down. Everything will go back to normal. Just so I've been a customer of HobbyLink Japan for God since the late '90s. I've been buying from them forever. Um, and if it wasn't my money, it was through my parents' accounts at the time or whatever. So I've been buying from HobbyLink Japan for forever. Um, I decided, oh, all right, I want to get this one. I want to get this one. And so I checked HobbyLink Japan every single day, click, 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 until the day that it was scheduled to come out. And it was on pre-order, and I don't buy pre-orders. I don't. Vast majority of the time, I'm waiting for initial commentaries and reviews to come out. So I was biding my time, and I decided, oh, okay, I'll get it. So I've been watching HobbyLink Japan, and the day came when it was supposed to come out, and I actually coincidentally I woke up early that morning, and so I checked it, and it immediately switched from pre-order to discontinued. I've never, and not to say that I buy a lot of things from HobbyLink Japan, but like in the decades that I've been following HobbyLink Japan, I've never seen an item switch from pre-order to discontinued that fast. I've never like usually what'll happen is like, okay, there's a big demand for it, so it'll go from pre-order ended, or pre-order paused, or whatever it is. Our pre-order is filled. It'll go from pre-order to back order, and then from back order it'll go to canceled, because they've there's no more stock available. So I have seen that happen. So like, okay, whatever. A number of years ago, when Resha Sentai Tokyuger was already gone, it was already off the air, and we moved on to, was Ninja the next thing? I don't remember. It might have been a Ninja. Anyways, so Tokyuger was already off the air, and but um, they still had all the Russias and all those others available. And then the summertime clearance sale came along, and everything was on clearance. I got this close. I'll say it again. I got this close to getting the Tokyo and the, was it the water tanker? I think it's just tanker Russia, and the fire Russia and the police Russia. I got that. I was that close to buying all of those, and also the diesel low. And then the sale came along, and I was like, I was tempted. Shouldn't I? Oh, they were like 40% off. All right, okay, we'll see what happens. Turns out I didn't get any of them because it was sold out that fast. When the sale came along, just bam, they were gone. So, and as I've mentioned a number of times now, I still kind of want to get the, oh, what's it called? Not the Tokyo O, the Safari Gao. That's what I'm thinking of. I still kind of want to get the Safari Gao. It's kind of the only version of that one. Yet another movie exclusive that I would prefer over the lead robos. Not the first time I've done that either. So, but alas, I still do not have anything from Tokuger. So, and this does not bother me. So whatever. But my point is, as far as HobbyLink Japan, pre-order, back order, discontinued. Well, in July, this is August. This is mid-August now, mind you. In late July, when this was scheduled to come out, it went from it went from pre-order to discontinued that fast. I'm like, whoa, okay. I was actually looking forward to this, and it was just boom, gone. Well, I hadn't heard anything through the chain of. By the way, spoiler. By the way, spoiler alert. This is a Super Sentai purchase, so I couldn't like. I'd never seen a Super Sentai figure go that quickly from pre-order to discontinued. Wow, the demand on this thing was apparently a lot higher than I was expecting. Whoa. Um, so, well, darn, it's already sold out. It sold out the day that it came out. Well, phooey. Well, I mean, it's not like I'm all that big on Ryusoulger right now, anyway. So, oh well, it'll go the way of Safari Go. It was a nice idea, but didn't get around to it. But it's just kind of gnawing away at me. Like I kind of feel like, despite the parts forming and the dinosaurs again within 6 years, and the Lego stud thing that's a thing, despite all that, I still kind of want to get this. So, God, all right, fine. I'll go to the scalpers. I'm gonna go to them, and I'm gonna go to eBay. And all right, this is like, considering well, considering it's the movie exclusive, the Kishiryujin. I decided, $20 more than MSRP. Mm, yeah, I guess I can live with that. So, all right, I'll go to eBay and I'll put $20 more in. But the advantage is it's free shipping. So I guess the $20 covers the shipping. It kind of balances out. The point is, I would have paid about the same for this as if I would for HobbyLink Japan. So whatever. So I paid, I think it's $60 or $70 for this, and that's with the extra 20 included. As opposed to HobbyLink Japan, it was like $45, and then you add shipping and handling on top of that. So it kind of balanced out. And I'll probably get it a little later, no big deal, whatever it is. So all right, I'll click send, and so I bought it, and it's on the way. Well, it took about 2 weeks for it to get on to actually be shipped out by the Hong Kong um, seller. By the way, I'm fairly well convinced that I got this just as the political riots in Hong Kong were kicking off. So I consider myself lucky because Hong Kong airport as of this date and time is shut down because of the riots right now. It's ridiculous. Hong Kong is currently in a um, kind of a governmental crisis because they want to remain independent of China, and China very much wants to conquer them. So look forward to a Tiananmen Square massacre Mark II at some point in the near future. Keep an eye out for that because China is currently like 1.2 billion people just in that one country, and Hong Kong is only a couple million. So might makes right when it comes to China. So it's going to be Tibet and Tiananmen Square massacre Mark II. So watch for that. So anyways, I'm convinced this got in the mail just before the airport closed. So yay me. Um, so yeah. Oh, by the way, to finish off the story, the day after I purchased this, HobbyLink Japan had it on sale again for the exact same price. And then I was like, oh, God damn it. So it's weird the way that works. I don't think it was a clerical error. I don't know what the hell was going on over there. I'm not bashing HobbyLink Japan Prime, okay? I'm not bashing them, okay? I'm not at that stage yet. I don't purchase from them often enough to be able to make that claim. Um, So yeah, this is and this took weeks to get to me for some strange reason. I'm not entirely certain why. It said it would get to me at the earliest by was it August 17th to no, at the earliest it said it would get to me on September 23rd, my birthday, to I think November 7th was the range of when it was going to show up at my doorstep the earliest. So in other words, it would take an entire month for this thing to get to me from date of purchase. And I purchased this in late July, and the earliest it would get to me is not August but late September to early November. Weird. But whatever, here it is, August 14th, and I've got it. I got it like 3 weeks later than anticipated. So, whatever. So, okay, I've got it, and let's go ahead and unbox this thing. But before I do that, let's take a quick look at the packaging, which is some stuff. Which, you've been staring at it for the last few minutes. When I opened this up about a half hour ago, but I haven't cracked the seal on it yet. It's not a particularly, I'll say, flattering image of Kishiryujin. It's just straight on, and the swords are just being held horizontal. You know, as Super Sentai packaging goes, I mean, it's kind of pretty. You got the Cobra Go and Dino Migo, or Dino. I guess it's Dino Migo. They might go with Dino Migo. I like Dino Migo. That sounds bigger. Or it sounds better. But anyways, you've got Dino Migo and the Cobra Go, the two Cobra Goes, um, and that's kind of disappointing. But then you look at the side here, and it's a much more dynamic. It's actually easier for me to see the monitor. This looks a lot better. This looks a lot more dramatic. And then the textured whatever it is. They're very much going for a samurai inspired appearance, not just with the figure but also with the packaging. So that's why it's got this kind of paintbrush looking. Um, is it kanji? I don't know. But that looks nice, and that also looks nice. And then the back of the packaging, you've got this stuff here and the obligatory bullshittery happening down there. So, and then those things that I've decided not to get. Like, I'm kind of torn. Like, if I were to get one of them, like, this is used just for henshins, but then this is used for all the call outs and all the power ups and everything else. So it's like, why does this even exist as a toy? All it does is henshin. It doesn't do power ups. It doesn't do summoning. It doesn't do anything. It's just a henshin device. And if you put anything into it other than the basic Ryusouls, it basically like, hey, you stuck something in here. Congratulations, you done it. But this is where all the sound effects come from. So like, if I had to get something that announces the names of these things, it would be this. But I kind of don't want to do it because I don't want to go through the very first sorry, 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 sorry. I don't want that. I do like that the blade lights up. That is nice. I do like that. This is called the Bew Bew Soul, which is like some sort of a roaring sound. It's onomatopoeia, so it's a Bew Soul. And then they show it. That's a very nice picture, by the way. I do like that picture. So, yay. All right, let's crack into it. Crack into it? What are you saying? I hate reviewers who show off. I hate it. Reviewers who, and I ranted about this previously, but I hate reviewers who, is this taped on the sides? No. I hate reviewers who show off and they're deliberately, I can't say egos, that ego is the wrong word, but who deliberately show off. I hate that. I can't stand that. Oh, come on, get out of there. Whoa, this smells strange. Ooh, that's a very, that's a very chemical smell. I usually don't complain about this, but it's gonna make me high. Watch. I'll start acting like I'm drunk. Or high, or whatever it is. Right. Do I even need to look at this? Oh my god, it has warnings about pinch points. I don't fucking believe this. I don't believe it. It's got pinch point warnings all over the bottom. Look at this. Let's see. That's the mouth of Dino Migo, the mouth, and then the hips on Kishiryujin. Don't set it on an uneven. Is this telling me to not put it on an uneven surface? Is that really what it's telling me? Jesus. And then these are probably like places you don't want to pick it up in these places. You don't want to pick it up by the mouth. You don't want to pick it up by the arms. Shoulder cannons. They're shoulder cannons, Ava. Shame on you. Don't pick it up by the tail. Don't pick it up by the cobra goes. Don't pick it up by the head. Don't pick it up by the forearms. Is the species getting stupider? Is that me? Is that just, am I the only one who's noticing this? These warnings would not have been on there 20 years ago. Really? Is the species getting stupider? Please. Alright. So there is a difference between the left and right dino feet. Alright. Well, I'm glad it makes that distinction because I would have just randomly slapped it on there maybe. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I guess it is kind of obvious which way the foot would go. It's very, very one-sided kind of thing, so. Hmm. I could have sworn the feet were going to rotate once you put it on. I thought it was going to do that, but I guess they don't. Where do the feet even come off of there? It's probably for some ultimate combined form we still haven't seen yet. Here it is. I think it's safe to say this is mid-August at this point, and we still haven't seen the ultimate combined form. There was a, what was it, the Yokuryuo was announced a couple of weeks ago when I did my whole I don't give a shit video on that. I still don't give a shit. Just because the pictures were so tiny and didn't really provide us a lot of information, so meh. So, why did I get this thing if I didn't if I don't like parts formers? Well, there's fewer parts on it. And the parts that they do include, both of the Kobergos were included in one. That's actually kind of funny. They did that. I was sworn that they were provided individually. But I'll be honest, these are kind of slightly more amusing than. Oh wow, those really. Does this come apart? No, it does not. Okay. I kind of feel like the Kobergos are a better cover for the very obvious block that's sitting right there. It's a very obvious block, so yeah. Hmm. Now I want to see. I noticed this. I noticed this in the packaging. Do these move? No. Oh, the crown. The crown of the Kobergo. Those are made of PVC. I didn't know that. Hmm. I know the faces. The faces are not. So this is ABS. This is ABS, but this is PVC. Hmm. Okay, I didn't know that. I just like the Kobergos. They're kind of nice. And I also kind of like how the red and the blue are, the eyes. One of them is red and the other one is blue. So it's nice. And I'm surprised to note the the Dino Migo. I just want to say Dino Migo so badly. Maybe I just should. The Dino Migo kind of does it again. Remember when I had the Cerberus Voyager, which becomes Kerberos from Kyuranger? One of the things that I noticed on camera was that it in person the color was a lot more green than it was the original turquoise that I thought it was going to be. A number of people commented, "Wow, that's one of those colors. That's it's kind of weird. It's a deceptive color. It like not purposefully, but it's one of those colors of like you photograph it or you show it on video, but when you look at it in person, it's actually a different color. It's just the way the light shines on it or whatever." Um, this was also a figure where it looks different in person than it does on any video or any photograph that you will ever see of it. This is kind of the same thing, but that's also one of the things I kind of like about it is that the green, it's like it comes across. Initially, I thought it was kind of a navy blue, which is fine, but the more I looked at it and the more people talked about it, they kept saying it was green. I want to say that this is I would say this is a green rather than a blue, but it's not deceptive in any photographs or any video that I've seen of it. I had to kind of get over the initial shock of, what are those pictures? The pictures look like navy blue. And then people started saying it's kind of a dark green. But then when I looked at the actual photographs, the official stuff that were not scans but official photographs, and then when I looked at the commercial or whatever it is, okay, initial result made it look like dark navy blue, which I like. I actually like that color, and it worked well in here. But I looked at it in this color, and this color isn't any. It isn't any more offensive or disappointing to be different. In other words, what initially looked like navy blue turned out to be kind of a weird green, kind of a dark green, but it's not an emerald green. It's like a kind of a what kind of color can I call this? I don't know what kind of green to call this. It's nothing immediately familiar. But anyways, yeah, I don't mind the color of green that's on this, so I don't object. Although you can kind of sort of tell um, they very carefully matched the painted green because it's this the whole top half of the skull, or yeah, the whole skull, and also this is the it's the gold that's been painted versus molded in green. So, but it's a very dark, it's a very muted green, but I can live with that. I can live with that shade of green. Dino, 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 Dino. Okay then. So yeah, even though it's green, it's an appropriate green that still works with the kind of a muted gold, I guess. It's not brass. It's not brass quite yet, but it's definitely gold. It's just kind of an odd gold from what they usually use. Whatever. I'm gonna change their gold color palette. I guess that's okay in this case. I can live with it. I can live with it. Although the stark contrast is a bit disconcerting between the gold that they selected and the gold that is painted on. So now all of a sudden there's like two shades of gold, or is this supposed to be orange? This is not orange, but it's kind of coming across as orange compared to the gold paint that they're using right there. It's hard to tell. They taped these things shut. They wrapped the tape all the way around. Good grief. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Just, I guess they were concerned about the swords getting loose somehow. What? Wait, they taped the bags to... What? This is weird. So there's one sword. That's a nice looking sword. I like that. Very much a can opener, too, I should point out. So that's nice. Well, it is a darker colored plastic, so I'm going to pull out the fill light. Oh, good, I get to have this in my face again. Woo! Maybe I'll have to do that thing that actors on stage always have to do, where they have to pretend that they can see the audience, but in fact they're actually blinded by the lights, but you can't tell. But as an audience member, you don't notice. Like, I've already got this crap over here, but now I've got actual, like, this is a fluorescent bulb over here. It's a single, tube, but now I've got 6 low intensity LEDs. No, low intensity. Yeah, that's gonna leave spots. Okay, where was I? Wait, are these different sizes? No, they are not. Okay. Are they molded in a... Wow, they're molded in a single piece. That's actually impressive. I didn't realize that. Like... Wait, does it matter which way these go? Yes, it does. Okay. I wonder why they went with cobras. Cobra go, cobra. What more to the point, why would you give a snake claws and little wheels? Which is what these are, by the way. They are wheels. So yeah. Why would they do that? Strange. But I do like the way this decoration here continues on to the cube body, cubod. That's not bad. You know, I only found out that they were cobras a couple of days ago after I'd purchased it. I thought it was like, oh, they're little mini dragons or whatever it is, or they're partners or something like that. No, they're actually snakes with wheels and claws for some reason. So whatever. And then Red Eyes Dragon, you get your tail as well. I wonder if I can stack them on top of each other. Nope, that'd be too easy. Well, kind of, if you press it a little. Oh, hey, that's the first time I've interacted with. What are we calling these? What are these called? I don't know. I don't know what they're Lego studs. That's all. That's what I know them as. Ryusoul studs. You know, they're probably gatai joint or something along those lines. And oh, can it. Pick it up. And as I was going to say, oh wait, there's a thing there. Wait, why is there a hole there? That's weird. Let's pull the tail. Pull the tail. The tail has also been modified from the standard Tira amigo. Tira. The this section here has been elongated and changed a little bit, so this is also part of the remold. So. Yeah. It is also PVC. I would have been surprised if that had been ABS, honestly. Although I kind of wish it had been able to fold back and forth. Where have I seen that before? I'm trying to think of where I've seen that switchblade kind of tail before. It'll come to me later, a couple of days from now or something like that. Oh my gosh. There's tiny little legs molded in right there. I did not know that. That means the Tiramigo has an extra pair of little legs sitting right here. Huh. You know what? While I'm in the area, I might as well do the thing that, you know, that I criticize this series for. Now it's got a front pair of legs and a back pair of legs. It also looks very weird as a result, but well, this Ryusoulger lets you do that. The Ryusoulger, the Kishiryu mecha lets you do that. So I guess I just indulged myself for the first time ever in a thing that I've been criticizing for the last 5 months at this point, 6 months maybe. So I guess I was talking about that. I started talking about that earlier. Um, why did I get this version? Well, I like the color scheme better. That was kind of the big selling point. But the other thing is, it's actually a little more responsible with its kibble. It's parts forming kibble. You know, so it's like okay, I can live with that. It just looks prettier. A pair of cannons and a pair of drills, just drill bits, just and then the thing already has drills. It just seems like those four cubes on Tiramigo or Kishiryuo, they just feel redundant, unnecessary. It's just filler, and everybody knows it. But this thing can do the same thing. This thing can do the same kinds of things, but just looks prettier when doing it. It doesn't have drill bits or cannons. Oh, wait a second, it totally has a cannon. And I will show you where that cannon is and how redundant Kishiryuo is when I pull this out. And there's one thing I want to check that I've been wondering about for a couple of weeks, couple of months now. Actually, yeah, it would have been a little over a month because Yokuryuo brought up something kind of interesting and I want to investigate it here. I do like the mold detail on this. Really? No, it's not. Okay. I like the mold detail on this. The selection of the not materials, but the molded detail I do like it on these things. That wasn't bad. By the way, that's really short. Whatever. Well, there is a big difference. Do the feet move? No, they do not. I could have sworn that the Dino feet, that the Dino feet would have been able to turn when you got them in position. I still don't know why these come apart. Oh, those come off very easily. That's a transformation joint. That is a transformation. It's either something that hasn't been announced yet or it's something that they abandoned, which they've been known to do in the last 15, 20 years or so. Okay. But yeah, just Kishiryujin was a little prettier. I like the contrast of a more muted color, uh, a more muted primary color, and then have a trim that's lighter colored. So that works for me. Just worked out well. And then the Ryusoulger, which is very much. Oh wow, Sword Blade is really very see-through. I'm surprised. Is that deliberate or? I thought they were all like solo color, or maybe it's like whatever it is. The sword on the Ryusoulger. By the way, it's a Ryusoulger. That's a nice face design. I do like that. It's nice. I like that. I kind of wish it didn't have an entire thing on the back. Like that's what it should look like, and but ah. It's the dumbest thing. Do I have any ranger keys in range? Rangers in range. It's one of the dumbest things. Um, Ranger keys were kind of cool. All I need is one. Hurricane Red. I choose you again. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Not necessarily the dumbest. So Ranger keys were pretty awesome back in the day. Okay, they actually were because it's like, oh my god, there's like 200 of these things, or it was 199, I think. Which wow. So it kind of sucked that you had to fold the hands up first. But the big thing that everybody disliked is you had on the toy, you had to manually flip up, and there's your Ranger key. You had to manually flip this up and down. Okay, whatever. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go again with Ryusoulgers. Ranger Keys Mark II. They are. Hello. And they fixed it by doing that, which is what they did in Gokaiger. That's what they did. They just held it up like this and it flipped up all by itself, and that was it. The actor is obviously pushing a little button somewhere on the thing, and then the thing would pop up. Having only seen 2 or 3 episodes of Ryusoulger, which is over 10 years later, almost 15 years later, I'm severely Oh, the back of the head is painted onto transparent plastic. Why would they do that? That is so weird. Here it is, going on 15 years now, over 15 years since Gokaiger. And what do the actors do on camera? They use both hands to press the button, as opposed to holding it like this and then just pushing on the button with with your thumb or whatever it is. They actually take the time to. Oops, let's see. I don't know how they do it, but they hold it like this and then they actually push up with the second hand. It's like they were. I don't know why, but they like compelled to make it visually different somehow, instead of just, hey, here it is and it flips up all by itself, or let's see, dramatically doing that. For whatever reason, they take the time to reach over and like they hold it in a different way, and then they take the time to push it with a different hand. That's so weird. So like on the one hand, Bandai Toy Plex fixed the issue where you had to manually move this. Actually, I think there were a couple of actual Ranger keys that had a spring in them. It would flip up automatically. So they took care of that, and they took care of moving the arms around. So that problem was they solved that problem. There it is, right there. The problem is solved. The problem's been fixed. It doesn't matter how many years later they did it. The point is they did it. But then on screen, the actors need both hands. It's like, why? Now, if it was a case of, if actually, if now that I think about it, if the roles were reversed, because here you have to use both hands to open it up, but in this one, whoa, I gotta get used to that. But on this one, you have to you can just press the button on the side, and yeah, you can. See, I'm gonna put my thumb here so you know that I'm not pressing the button. You can, in fact, flip that around. So, which, yeah, whatever. I don't think doing that will damage it too terribly. Will it? Oh, actually, well. Okay, so they've. Jeez. So yeah, it's like they fixed one problem and then brought the problem from the other show and carried it over. So it's like the two issues just kind of flip flopped with each other. So they solved one problem, but they kept the other problem. So, anyways, I wonder if the heads of the Ryusouls are if those change. I don't think so, just because there was. Well, maybe. But why is it transparent? I don't get that. See, I'm trying to. Oh, I know. Prepare to be blinded. Let's see. You can kind of see it at the top of the head. You can kind of see how transparent it is. There we go, right there. See, it's kind of clear. Why would it be clear? I don't understand. Actually, now that I think about it, I should just put this back in the box because, like, I'm not even gonna use this, so I should just put it back in the box. Because, like, what am I gonna use it in? Wait a minute, I'm stupid. It's the head. Never mind. Disregard. I just pulled a stupid. Okay. Now, there's one thing I wanted to investigate. I might have brought this up earlier, but I don't remember. But there's one thing I wanted to investigate. When I looked at the... I don't know what the combined form is called. It'll be in captions. But it's the Yokuryuo, the Kishiryuo, and the Kishiryu Neptune. When you take those three, you put them into that combined form. Let's see, I point that way. Yeah. When you put it into that combined form over there, there's one step in the transformation that I didn't fully understand, and that is how you could get the. Wait, what was that? I felt that. What was that? Whatever. And it was. So much for light. It's. Where is it? There it is. It's this joint. It's this diagonal waist joint right there. I'm wondering, and I haven't seen. I actually looked up a number of reviewers to see if they said anything about it. None of them did. Probably because all the reviews were done months ago, before the Yokuryuo was revealed. So what I'm wondering, are those magnets? No. What I'm wondering is if the waist can detach, and the answer is I don't think so. It does. I'll be damned. It does come apart. That answers the question. I suspected when I did that reveal of the Yokuryuo, I was like, the only way I could think of that the torso, because like the arms don't. I didn't know that. I didn't know that till just now. I didn't know those could come off. Okay, like I knew they could do it on Kishiryu Neptune, and I guessed the Yokuryuo could do it, but none of the reviewers that I watched, and I watched like 3 or 4 of them, none of the English-speaking reviewers, none of them mentioned either one of these. Neither one. Wow, I didn't know that till just now. Now I'm curious. Nope, that's solid. Okay. Yeah, I guess that would have to be if you're gonna put a latching mechanism on there. I guess you have to make that solid. How solid is that? Oh, that's not very. Oh, you only have to press the button to get into Tita mode. Yeah, the only time it locks is when it's like this. When it's lined up with little arms right here. This is strange. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Wow, that. By the way, that's a huge hex joint. It's a really big hex joint. I'm genuinely surprised. Make sure you reattach it in the right fashion. You know, the fact that none of those reviewers picked up on that. None of them. I don't know whether to. Whoa. I don't know whether to condemn them or just shrug and say, "Eh, you might have missed it as well if you hadn't thought about that." Ta-da! Dino! And here he has a very tiny little aft limbs, because there's like 4 limbs, which is this shit. But what would these little feety things back here be? Anyone? So here is Dino Migo, or Dino Migo. Dino! Dino! Rawr. That's a bit imposing, isn't it? Huge feet, big mouth, proportionately. Some random shit sticking out the sides. God damn it. And over the shoulder cannons on a dragon. Hell yes. And not just one over the shoulder cannon on either side, but pairs of over the shoulder cannons. Fuck yes. That's always great. And this exists, and it does not move. I wonder if I can turn this upside down. Nope. Nope. It only goes that one direction. God damn it, that's so lazy. It's so lazy. Now I've already said that I like the sculpting. Okay, I like the sculpting and I like the style. Even on Kishiryujin, I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of neat. But just it's the transformation process or lack thereof that pisses me off. Those are very much hands. They're very much hands. His arms are very much behind his back. That's what it is. And then when it's in ow, I hurt myself. And then, that really hurt. And then when it's in robo mode or whatever it is, you've got these massive behind the elbow cannons. Which, I feel like that's the. How do I describe it? I kind of feel like whoa. I kind of feel like you want to raise the arms up like this. So, it's kind of like saying, surprise, motherfucker. Did anybody here ever watch Rusty and the Big Guy? Or was it Rusty the Boy Robot and Big Guy or whatever it was? Did any of you ever watch that? I didn't read the comic book, but I did watch the show at the time. It was a cute little show. It was an interesting show. Very much had the stylings of Godzilla the animated series from the day, or Godzilla the series, I guess is what they called it. But anyways, the robot, which is called the Big Guy or just Big Guy, um, had these really thick tubular, like tube arms or cylindrical arms that it would then pull its elbows back like this, and inside of each arm were these massive machine cannons or whatever it is. And there were panels that would open up, and there were actually machine guns inside. So in order to do its special attack feature, it would raise its arms up like this, and then the machine guns, which are built inside of the forearms and the upper arm and the lower arm, the machine cannons, like 4 machine guns, would pop out and it'd go. So that was Big Guy's special attack. So like, I kind of want to do the same thing here, but on the other hand, it's just lazy. Like this is lazy in the exact same fashion, and I couldn't quite articulate it. But this is lazy in the same fashion. Y'all remember the oh, what's that stupid thing? The lion. Boom, boom, haro. I totally that was wrong. Boom, boom, haro, haro. However you say it. The lion hao from Ninja. You remember how fucking stupid and lazy it was that it had a T-shaped arm and it had a hand on one side and it had a hand on the other, and you're just supposed to kind of ignore this half. And it's like, oh yeah, there's an arm over here. What's this? Oh, it's just kibble. You remember that stupid thing? That thing over there? This and also Kishiryujin is exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. You turn this around and then you pull the arms down, but you see, now it's got these behind the arm cannons. So the only way you can actually use those cannons again is to flip the arms back like that. Which is just lazy, because the cannons don't even fold away. They're just, there they are. Now, to be fair, there have been mecha and superhero armored costumes or whatever it is where the, what the hell? Okay, where they've had like the Guyver, for example. One of his specialty weapons was he had these large spikes that would come out, or these curved blades that would stick out the back of his elbows. So it wasn't necessarily a protective device, although it could be, but it was more for blocking and attacking with it. So that was the Guyver stick, which I've never read, and the less said about any of the Americanized movies, the better. I know next to nothing about Guyver, so don't ask me. But anyways, I kind of feel like that, except instead of it's so lazy. You've got an arm that's very obviously an arm that's sticking back, and that's a cannon which is very much sticking out the back of an arm. But in both cases, neither one, the kibble in both modes is not hidden. Those are cannons, those are hands with arms. That is the problem I've got with parts formers, and that's also the problem in particular that I've got with the Kishiryu and of course the Kishiryujin, is it's very obviously kibble regardless of which mode it's currently sitting in. That is what pisses me off. By the way, the little dino hands, little piece of shit here, they took the time to mold them in there, but the claws don't open. Actually, the claws are molded together. It's a single piece. Why do they even have holes in there? Why not just have it molded as a little three-fingered fist or something like that? The hands don't move. They're always stuck out like that, which actually impedes the ability to add anything later on. You could have had those little arms fold down. Why can't the arms move up? I'm fairly certain that on whatever the equivalent was in, oh, what was it called? What was the previous? Kyoryujin, at least the arms could move down a little bit. They moved a little bit out of the ways. Well, these arms are just constantly there. They don't even bother. And you can't even use them in Dino mode. The only thing that moves in Dino mode is the mouth. And you have to press the button to get the lines. So here it is again. Yet again. Perfect opportunity for knee joints. It wouldn't matter that they rotate in one direction in one mode and then they rotate the other direction in the other mode. That doesn't matter. Perfect opportunity for knee joints, and they didn't even look at it. They didn't even look at it. The other thing that pisses me off is up until a couple of weeks ago, I thought the arms, and I'm going to deliberately pop this off, I thought that there was a joint right there that would allow the arm to flex outwards. There is another missed opportunity right there. Because let's be honest, all of the little parts, was it trichon and ankylose or whatever it is, they're not. Oh, I didn't know that was there. They don't weigh that much. So there's no reason they couldn't have put an extra joint in there to be able to allow the arm to go out to the side like that. If anything, it would have helped out with the articulation of that stupid, let's see, what are the accessories? It's got, it's a dino head on one arm, and then it's that big trichon claw that's a sword, but it's not at the same time. And I just realized This thing doesn't have 4-barreled over the shoulder cannons, it actually has 8-barrel over the shoulder cannons. Whoa. I did not know that till just now. Because you've got these 4 here, and then there's another 2 right there. Well, maybe if you watched the show, Ava, you would have known that. Yeah. Okay. Does it really matter which way these go on? And then you turn it. I kind of like the idea of leaving them up like that. Oh, right. You guys can't see it. But I want to see it. Yeah. Ratchet's a little tight, a little unnecessarily tight right there. And again, this is an unboxing, not a review, so I'm allowed to comment on how it transforms and all those things. Like, why are the snake heads upside down? You know, I wonder if I can make them turn forward. Which is by the way, Ava, is the genius of this toy line because you can make it point in a bunch of different directions. You dumb old fool. That's the great thing about Ryusoulgers. You can turn them in any direction you want. You can make those modification things. Shut up. Right. Okay, so you can't turn them to the front or the back, which is slightly disappointing, and also okay. And then wait, does that go up or down? Okay, yeah, this has to be up. Oh, which kind of shows the dino head or dragon head. Yeah, don't forget this is a dragon, Ava. Oh, okay. That's a very lightweight ratchet. But oh well, it holds it in place. And missed opportunity to have the head turn, although it's wide enough in the torso. I guess I can leave that one alone. So missed opportunity here, and they could also have put some ankle joints in there as well if they allowed the legs. And by the way, the legs can move without having to press the button, but missed opportunity with knee joints. Kishiryujin. Is this Ryusoul Gatai Kishiryujin? I think. So that is Kishiryujin. It's a samurai dragon dino. Or whatever. I dig it. Hey, I'll buy it. Now, on the screen there, it looks like dark blue. It looks like dark blue on my screen. On my screen, but here in reality, yeah, sure. But here it's very difficult to tell if this is a green or a blue. It's or a dark navy blue or something like that. It's like right on the edge between blue and green. It's honestly difficult to tell. I think it's more green, but I like the color either way. I like what it is here. It's kind of like whichever angle you look at it, it changes color, kind of. I kind of wish this crest on the head here, just like with engine Daishogun, which oh my god, leave me alone, people. It's fully compatible with the other engines. You can make engine Daishogun G9, it was a G6, G9, and G12 if you want to. Why are you asking me? It's exactly the same thing. They just added. Anyways, I kind of wish that the crest here had been able to pull off and then attach to the head. So that would be the completed Kishiryujin. I think it's kind of a missed opportunity to have like this crest here become a giant fuck you crest on top of that. I'd call that a missed opportunity. By the way, I don't know if anybody else has made this joke or not yet, but thick. Maybe not from the front, but definitely from the sides, and yeah, pretty much from the back. Thick. So, huh. The visor is it's more pink than I thought it was red. I thought it was red, but it's actually pink. But that oh yeah, it's definitely pink because I'm contrasting it to the eyes of the dragon, the Dino mode, and the way it is on the Ryusoul as well. One thing did surprise me though, and it's just this tiny little one-off detail that they didn't even need to add, but for whatever reason they felt compelled to add it. This little detail right here, it's a painted detail. It looked like red on the photos, and even on the box here, it looks like kind of a rust red. It's actually a brown in person, so that kind of surprised me. And that's the only place where they add it. I kind of wish that they'd added it in a couple of different places, just some more areas. But yeah, I mean, they just added that one little area right there. They didn't even paint the forearms. Now there is a little bit of paint. I think there's like some silver and gold paint on the Kishiryujin. So for whatever reason, they felt compelled to not paint anything at all onto this for whatever reason. This kind of looks nice. The forearms here with the cannons on the back looks like something out of an MMO shooter of some kind. That kind of works. So that's the angle of that light just isn't doing it. Because when you add light from directly underneath, it doesn't work. You kind of have to add it from the thing here. So let's see, maybe that. Oh yeah, that works better. Okay, because I had the light coming from directly underneath, and it wasn't working. So yeah, okay. So I need to blind myself in order to make this work better. The sacrifices of stage shows or theatricality or whatever. Okay, so anyways, which means I'm going to be blinded for the rest of the day. Ugh. I like the color palette that's on here, but kind of the locations of where things were painted were a bit boring. And I have no idea if this is to remain open when combined or closed onto the weapons. Oh, PVC handle or yeah, PVC handles into ABS handholds. Oh, I hate it when they do that. I hate it when they do that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. You can't even put it all the way down because eventually that PVC is going to get worn down and it's going to get stuck in there, or it's going to twist. It's going to do all kinds of unpleasant things. Eh. There, swords. What do you think? Well, I suppose that's why they didn't do it on the box. Yeah, maybe that is why they didn't do that. There's also that thing. Um, wait, what? Oh, okay. Sorry. There's also that thing where if you have a big old dino head that sticks out if it sticks out horizontally, well, your arms don't even get past it anymore. The arms don't go past it. So, like, I would rather, honestly, I would rather have dino heads go downwards like this. I would prefer that rather than having them this way. But for whatever reason, they've been doing it this. They've been doing the head sticking outwards like this since what was that? Abadanger with the Abareno and the Bakureno. Both times they did that, and then with I want to say Kishiryu, but that's totally wrong. Kyoryujin, or yeah, Kyoryuger. The down ahead was actually on the one shoulder like that. So I would prefer and really that looks kind of nice. I kind of like that as opposed to having the dragon head facing forward all the time. Mm. All right, get on there. I should point out I've used them a couple of times already now. The gatai joints or whatever they are, they're nice and solid, so there's no problem there. It's not an issue. Not bad, not bad. Unfortunately, because you can't turn the Cobra Goes forward, you cannot attach the swords to the back of the Cobra Go and have them stick backwards. Unfortunately, you can't do that. you do it here? You could do one of them, like maybe do one of them here. Hey, look at that flexibility, Ava. That flexibility that you're complaining about, you can totally put one back there and have the sword hang down. Shut up. It's okay. I guess I can understand why they tilted them downwards, although why they wouldn't design them to... Alright. Do I have to? When I opened this out of the box was... Honestly, it was kind of small. It was a little smaller than I was anticipating, whatever. And so while I was thinking about it, I figured I'd grab the Megazord from last year, which is, was that Lupin Kaiser? Let's see, I'm gonna match him to the bottom, and Lupin Kaiser is slightly taller, oh so slightly taller. And yes, I am including the top hat combiner toggle thingy or whatever it is. Yeah, so it's slightly, oh so slightly taller, but they are. Yeah, it's like a whole head height or head height taller. So, so there's that. Although I think that it's safe to say that Dino Migo, now I'm doing it unintentionally. I think Dino Migo is obviously thicker. So yeah. I kind of like it when people do these comparisons. Like here's last year's model compared to the new one. Here's the height difference. It's like, what does it matter how tall it is compared to the previous year? How thicker it is? But I just felt compelled to show this. So there it is. Okay, now we come to the part that I'm not entirely thrilled with, and I'm about to lose my lighting here. Oh, I'm not. That's cool. The only reason I'm looking at these instructions is just to double check what they have available. Here comes the part where I start bitching. Yeah, sure, like you haven't been for the last, what, hour now? However long it's been. And let's take the tail off. I totally didn't know there was a tiny little pair of molded in legs underneath there. That's disappointing. And this is a thing. To be fair, the ratcheting joint actually is holding that weight. It actually is holding the weight of that whole thing. Now let's see. Is this too race-setted heavy? No, it's not. It actually is stable. You know, it's like there's like all the weight is being put over to one side, but it's not threatening to tip over. Even if I tap it a little bit, it's not threatening to tip over. So that's actually a good thing that it can hold itself like that. Oh, I just realized. Maybe. I realize it's like there's a waist joint here that we're not being made aware of. So you actually can maybe. Here it is again. All the kibble and shit on the back is actually getting in the way of being able to get this to articulate off to one side or the other. So you can kind of get the waist to. Oh! And that's what you get when the arm pops off. Or no, that's what you get when not the waist. Yeah, right. That's what you get when your arms pop off. But the arm didn't pop off because of an excessive amount of weight. It was an excessive amount of pressure from me futzing around with something that they should obviously have engineered for, but very much didn't. I'm just saying. So that's actually a good thing. So now we're going to change the Cobra Goes back into Cobra Goes. And then the Cobra Goes here. Yes. Cobra goes here. And this is something that the Kishiryujin, or I'm sorry, Kishiryu-O, which is the main one. This is the Jin. And here's something you can't do with Kishiryu-O is the dual sword function off of the forearm swords. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. That's cool. I like that. I'll probably display it that way. That's pretty neat. Oh, my bad. That was me. That was me. That was not. That was not Plex. That was not Bandai. That was me. All right. So that's not bad. I'm think I'm gonna keep this one in the repertoire. I like having the dual forearm swords. That's nice. Are Cobra Go the second time ever that snakes have been in Super Sentai? Because Gosei Snake was the very first one. Are these the second ones ever? No, they don't look like snakes very much, but technically they are. These might be the second snake in Super Sentai ever. Hmm. Okay. Oh yeah, and then so there's two modes in each one. Oh god. Here comes the part I don't like. Okay, so God, that came out with no effort. Right. I keep flipping these all the way around like this. I was like, you don't have to. You can just flip them backwards. A couple of ratchets. Actually, it's just three, right? Because ordinarily it's like this. 3, 4, 5. Huh. Okay. All right. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. So note to self: never ever swing the waist around without changing the. Oops. I went the wrong way. Without changing the legs first. Always change the legs first. Got it. And that. Dino! Dino! Has the movie come out yet? I don't know. I'm really worried about those PVC handles, those PVC grips. That just has me terrified right now. I'll have to look up later, if I can, what this mode is called. I wasn't able to find any. Like, I did a brief look. So apparently this is a mode of some kind where you just attach these things. You attach the Cobra Goes to the side, or at least the body of the Cobra Go, and then you have the swords underhanded. So this is a thing. Are these supposed to be wings? Is that what they're going for here? I don't know. But that is a thing. Yeah, boring. And the fortress mode, or at least that's what it's called on Tier Amigo. The fortress mode is not something I'm entirely thrilled with either. Right, gotta push the button. Where's the button? There's the button. This fortress mode is so half-assed. So you just put the legs forward. You take the Cobra Goes off of here, and you stick them down to the side of the knees. And this is wait, wait. That's not it. That's not it. I'm not done. Disregard. I thought it was as easy as just flipping those around, but apparently not. What is this fortress mode, anyways? What is this? What manner of bullshit is this? Like if it was the Dino tanker from Jew Ranger, that would be different. But there is no indication to me whatsoever that this is a vehicle of any kind. It's not even a proper beetle. Well, I suppose that could be like a cockpit or something like that, but it's very much not. So this is I don't know what it's called. There's no English on here whatsoever, so I have no idea what this mode is called, but it exists, and there it is. So yeah, fortress mode. I think this is called fortress mode. I don't know what it is. It looks more like a claw to me. like like it should be. Maybe it like flies. Looks like a claw to me, I guess. I have a Ryusoulger, the mecha, the part swapping mecha, allow you to set it up in a lot of different ways. Shut up. In 1994, when Power Rangers Season 2 was already on the air, but before the White Ranger thing happened, um, I took my original. Are we calling it the Dino Megazord or the Mighty Morphin Megazord, or what are we calling that nowadays? They've changed the name of it a couple of times. The Season 1 Megazord, whatever. I had the original Season 1 Megazord at that point, and Dragon Zord. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. Alright, the legs go after you rotate the waist. Why don't these move? Why don't these little limbs move? Why? Then you can't even like it's not even a case of like the arms are ratcheted into position. You spread them out a little bit and then they can move around. No, it's like they don't move. Period. Why don't they move? Anyways, when I was see, I would have been 12 years old at the time when season 2 was out. The Thunder Megazord had already come out, and I already had the Fox Kids magazine at that point, showing off the whole Thunder Zord system. Thunder Zord Power System, I think is what they were calling it at the time. But anyways, I already had that, but I didn't have the actual toys themselves. But I wanted to represent the deluxe Thunder Megazord in some fashion. So what I did is I took the season 1 Megazord. I took the horns, folded them back. Is that right? Yeah, I took the horns and folded them back. I took the shoulders and I pointed them downwards. And then I took the Triceratops and the saber-tooth tiger and I just reversed them. Oh, I also took the horns. I took the horns off of the saber-tooth. I took the horns off of the Triceratops, and I folded the fangs down on the saber-tooth tiger. And that was my Thunder Megazord for a number of months until I was able to save up enough money to get a Red Dragon Thunder Sword, and then also a Thunder Sword Assault Team with sled. So the idea of part swapping, and then over the course of boy, that leg detail is really neat. It's a shame it does absolutely nothing. Like it's kind of looking at Bayformers, how intricate the detailing is in here, like kind of implied joints and pistons and stuff like that. But alas. And then I made yeah, right. I'm losing it. I'm blanking. What was I talking about? Part swapping. And then over the course of however many years, Power Rangers or Bandai America would came up with numerous, part swapping. What were they called? Mix and match Zords or whatever it was. And then there was the Zord Builder system, which was obsessed with part swapping and things like that. So, but I never got any of them. No, I take it back. I've got the Legacy Megazord and Dragon Zord. Those are part of Zord Builder. But I also have the Transforming Fury Megazord set, which predates Zord Builder. They had not done Zord Builder yet when they came up with that version, but they were pretty much building up to that. That was kind of the experimental phase. So I had my share of part swapping Megazords and kind of imagining them in different combinations or whatever it is. But I mean, I kind of had my fill like a long time ago, and I ultimately, I mean, even back then, I was just kind of, I know it's not the Thunder Megazord, but it's kind of the best I could do at that point. So, and I didn't know if I was going to have enough money to be able to get one or not. When you're 12 years old, you don't have that. You still have an allowance. You have to save up for a whole year to get a deluxe Megazord. So, but this this is okay by itself. And I like the color choices, and it has like the barest minimum of transformation. I mean the barest minimum, and even then, there's some stuff about that transformation I really don't like, such as the hair that's suddenly attached itself to the crown, which makes no sense. Such as these giant cannons, which are very much pointing backwards. Which wouldn't you rather have those cannons on a rotating joint and have them point forward, so they're actually forearm guns, bam, 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 as opposed to having cannons coming out the back of your elbows? Which, if you want to do the Batman thing, whoop-ah, if you want to do that, that's all well and good, but he doesn't have like another hand attached to the back of his hand or another arm attached to the back of his arm, on a T-shaped thing where he's like doing that or whatever. No, he reaches up and does this. Okay, so there's some shit happening here that I don't like, but like, and I don't like the tail should be down here, or it should be like that, or this should be the sword. Oh god, I just realized that Gose Great did sword better than this. Or at least it took care of its kibble. Its part swapping kibble better. Like, this isn't even a part of any of the weapons. I wonder if I can. Ooh, I'm bored. This is boring. But it's not terrible. And I'm absolutely not going to be getting the pink ankylosaurus and Kylo or whatever it is, and Tricera, whatever it's called. I'm not going to be getting any of those things. So this, I don't know. It's not bad. I think I'm still going to hold out on my threat of getting a um, what's it called? Tiger Lance, the DX Tiger Lance. I think that might work well on this, because then you'd have gold and this dark blue, dark green mishmash or whatever it is, and then gray plastic for whatever reason. Oh yeah, it's got gray plastic in the middle of nowhere. But those are stubby looking feet. I just realized it's kind of stubby. I'm a little disappointed by that. And they've got these huge claws, which I wish these claws would like fold away or fold up or anything. And you can't remove. Well, you can remove, but like you can't remove them and expect it to be able to balance itself. Unfortunately, you have to have them in here. Is that true? Maybe I should try it. This isn't going to work because, by the way, now it looks like hooves. The hooves! Look at the hooves! Can it balance? Actually, it can. Yeah, kind of. You can kind of get away with it. Missed opportunity for elbow joints, missed opportunity for second shoulder joint, missed opportunity for hips and knees and ankle joints. They could easily have done that. Oh, no. I mean, it's not like any of the parts in here. It's not like this is a component that comes off, or in another one, limb swap or whatever it is. It's not. They've got a hip joint. Just take the extra step. I would even have accepted having um, a press button. Like the button that you use to move the hips. This gray button right here. I would have gladly have accepted a button, a locking button on the inner side of each knee that you could actually lock each knee into a different position. I would gladly have accepted that. I mean, don't get me wrong, the sculpting looks great on those thighs. It looks really neat, but I also know they'll eat all of that sculpting is bullshit. It's not terrible, but that's why I got this one. Is because the alternate coloring scheme and the swords are actually nice, and the face mask is nice, and the alternate head is nice, and they very much took care of their blocky kibble in a better fashion. So that's why I got it, because it just did it better than Kishiryujin. Kishiryu. This is Kishiryujin. That's Kishiryu. I'm still trying to figure out why the sword component here is transparent. I don't understand that. And if that's transparent, why didn't they make anything else on here transparent? Just saying. And as I already said, they kind of wish they'd taken the crest, had been able to come off and then attach it to the head. That's a missed opportunity. Maybe they were afraid of comparisons to Engine Daishogun, which those comparisons should be made considering they're both kind of Japanese warrior remolds, repaints for movie exclusive figure, by the way. So that puts these two in exactly the same category. Anything else? Oh, missed opportunity for waist joint, and just because of how this gimmick works, I think I won't complain about having head articulation. Not even having them look up and down. Yeah, that would have been difficult to be able to get an articulating head in there. So I'll leave that one alone. That's a case of me picking and choosing my battles and not bitching every chance I get. But kind of the other reason I got this thing is because, well, I guess I just have a thing for darker repaints than the original versions. Just kind of eliminate all the red out of them, and that's kind of it. Very badass looking either way. Like this is just the engineering and the sculpting and all the different modes it can get into. Just and then they repainted it into something a little darker, a little moodier, and a little more. Oh my god, this is so sexy. Wow, I'm so grateful they did this. By the way, did you know they made another repaint for the Diabattles V2? In this color scheme? Wow, that thing looks great. I love it. I'm not going to get it, but it's still really great. So yeah, this is the other reason why I got one of these things. I'm going to lean back a little bit more. This is the reason why I got this, is because, well, the darker coloring scheme and it's a little more specialized and the mood is different enough. So yeah, that's the other reason why I got this, and I have Diaclone Reboot from the competition to thank for that one. Okay, I am done. And so with that, this is Save Unit 4A saying thank you for tuning in.